You know her from her columns and books, but did you know she got her name from hair, a show her father starred in? Starshine Roshell is here to shine some light on her latest book. Here it is, Keep Your Skirt On. Can you get that on that camera? There you go. There you go. Great name, Starshine. How did you get this name? I think it embarrassed some of our other guests.
My dad starred in the play Hair in the First National Touring Company. He was Berger, and there was a song called Good Morning Starshine. So.
I love that song.
Yeah.
So, but the name for this book, Keep Your Skirt On.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was the name of one of your columns.
No, actually, I just came up with that on its own. I was just trying to find something that was kind of fun and flirty and that sort of turned a male-oriented expression, keep your shirt on,
I love that.
On its end, and was playful.
I'm amazed because your parents are so creative and you were like summa cum laude and just, you know, you just had the gene to be creative but in a very intellectual way.
Thank
and
you.
Now your children. You can brag about your son.
Yes, my son, Stone Roshell, won the second place award for the Santa Barbara Downtown Organization's Holiday Essay Contest. So he's going to be writing, he did ride in the sled with Santa during the parade.
He's a chip off the old block, you could
Yes.
say. When you get inspired, one of the things I love is because I, as a reporter, cover a lot of sad events, and I always find your writing such a joy. It's like a light during the day. You just want to, when you were writing for the news press, it was like, oh, I'm going to have fun. Here's Starshine's name. It's like your name.
That's lovely. That's such a nice thing to say. I try to do that, so I love to hear that.
And you get your inspiration just from your everyday life?
Very much so, and also readers send in ideas for, you know, things. This would be a great topic for you to cover. I have friends who send me quirky press releases of strange studies that are going on, and you know, I get inspired by reading events that are going on in the news and writing off of those events, and also just, you know, you kind of train your brain to see things. Every time you wonder, you know, why is that happening? As a journalist, you get to kind of explore that and say, instead of just walking away, you say, I'm going to find out why that happens, and let's talk about it.
Ask those questions. My sister is a fiction writer, and I know it's a difficult job, but she would want me to ask you this. What is your daily writing? When do you write? You've got children.
Right.
What's your pattern?
Right. Well, so it's tricky. I teach journalism at City College, and then I write freelance for some magazines. And then I have 2 kids, and I work at
Santa
home.
Barbara Magazine?
Santa Barbara Magazine,
maybe,
among them.
Okay.
805 Living and Miller McCune sometimes. So the schedule is a bit hectic, but it's kind of nice working at home because I can squeeze in an hour here and there when my kids are off at school or playing or napping.
But so you're a daylight, you're not like middle of the night or early
I work
morning.
every single night from 8 to
You're a night
10:30.
worker.
Also,
so when they're
I
in bed, you're at the
exactly.
computer.
When they go to bed, I work until I can't keep my eyes open anymore, and then I go to sleep.
That's really nice. Well, you know, at one point I thought you turned a drama in your life, which many people walked out of the news press. I think we have video. You're one of the journalists that really put, I don't know, you just wanted to walk the walk or talk the talk. You walked out and you didn't stop writing, and you made, I mean, your focus on writing a book is a really good way to turn
Thank you.
sort of a sad event into something positive.
I love what I do, and when I felt that I couldn't do it anymore, you know, I had to leave and try to do it somehow somewhere else, and I've been fortunate to be able to do that.
Do you find you have a new voice because that made you maybe stronger? I'm not sure.
I think it did make me stronger. I have a, I got angry, and then I thought, you know, what can I do with this? And I think I've become a better writer as a result of it. I hope so. I certainly have keyed in even more than I used to be on, you know, what is journalism and what is the role of a columnist, and what, you know, what should I be focusing on and what should I not be afraid of. So in that aspect, it helped.
Well, sometimes, you know, journalism is so restrictive, and in your writing, it's journalism, but it's so much more creative. Would you want to share like one of your favorite? I mean, like that one you probably couldn't read on TV.
Right.
Like there's some that are sort of racier than others.
Yeah, some
but
are
would you want to
racy.
share like just any of these? We have time for you. Yeah, can you read?
Sure.
You don't have to read a whole piece, but
Right,
read
just
your
something
favorite
small.
selection. I know I'm getting you off guard, but it'd be nice
No,
to
it's
hear
okay, it's okay.
a reading, which is what you do at your book signings that are coming up. And I'll let people know that Tuesday, December 9th at 7 o'clock, you can get some cupcakes with Starshine. And her event is sponsored by The Independent, and it is at which bookseller?
This is, the book's going to be available at Borders and Barnes & Noble and Chaucer's and Tecoloty and it's on Amazon.com. But this event is at Sullivan Goss
on
Gallery.
On East 7 East Panamu. Oh, you're at the gallery. That's a perfect place to have a cupcake.
Yeah, and it's a cupcake party.
But you've got to do a reading there.
I will be reading something there as
well. So pick anything and just give us a paragraph.
So my favorites are kind of the ones where we talk about, where I talk about cultural events that are going on, or something that's going on in the news, and then I try to take a fresh angle on it and give it my perspective. So one of my favorite recent ones was about strange names, which I know something about. And there was an event in New Zealand. Well, I'll just read it. It's called Tallulah Does the Hula from Hawaii. You'll never meet a child named Sex Fruit in New Zealand, nor will you make acquaintance of Fat Boy, Stallion, or Cinderella Beauty Blossom. The nation's government blocked all of these names, and earlier this year allowed a 9-year-old girl to change her name from the one her parents gave her, Tallulah Does the Hula from Hawaii. It makes a fool of the child, said the ruling judge, and sets her up with a social disability and handicap. I don't disagree that the name is absurd, but disability? The story sparked comments on countless blogs where readers lashed out at parents who cruelly saddle their offspring with offbeat names. But I have to tell you, it's not as bad as everyone thinks. And so then I go on to interview friends of mine who have very strange names and to ask them, you know, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of that.
Well, aren't you glad yours is Starshine as opposed to Apple or something?
I don't know. My children have strange names, too. I kind of like it. You know,
tell me your children's names if you don't mind sharing.
No, their names are Stone and Dash.
Oh, those are beautiful names.
Thank you. They're easy to spell and pronounce.
So you couldn't make fun of Sarah Palin's children's names?
I didn't, but I kind of gritted my teeth while people were making fun of them.
You say, don't do that. It's not fair to go there. Exactly.
I made fun of her for a lot of other things, though.
You've got columns on that, too. Well, it's always fair game. And tell me again about you're on a book tour, and this book is, because it's paperback, it's not an arm and a leg. It's like
$15.
$15.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold this title because it's just so cute.
Thank you.
And one of the things I like about columns is that I'm neurotic, and then I always want to finish a chapter before I put a book down. And then you can, read a column a day and get it out.
Yeah, they're short.
And where's your first stop? So your first stop's December 7th, and then you go to Thousand Oaks, right?
I'm doing a signing on January 24th at the Borders in Thousand Oaks.
Okay, well, we're going to come back and wrap things up right after this, and we'll do some more shameless plugs to let you know about all the events coming up right after this.